flesh the whole thing out now. But then you need mechanisms to create a homogenizing act. How do I get ritualistically many people to enter into sort of like-mindedness, to be technical? I'll say that again. How do I'm not going to answer that now, I'll answer it later, but you just think about that yourself. That's the question. How do you get people to willingly enter into like-mindedness? How do you get people to relinquish their past experience and the distinctive characteristics that make them who they are in order to be part of X? Well, if you can formalize that system, right? And this is one of the problems that I have academically. I am not interested in case studies. I'm not interested in historical analysis. I didn't go to school for all the years that I went to school in order to parrot historians. Historians do that, right? That's their expertise. I didn't go to school for all the years that I went to school in order to parrot lawyers. Lawyers do that. They do case study. They understand that. I'm a philosopher. The only thing I'm interested in is logic. That's it. The only thing I'm interested in is the conceptual relationships between ideas. That's it. I don't care about anything else. So for me, I don't need to refer to history. I don't need to refer to case studies. I don't need to refer to anything other than how do I get you to give up what makes you you so that you can be part of something bigger. And I'm going to construct the institution that's going to make you want to give up your identity. Think about how diabolical that is. Think about just how purely evil that is. And people do it all the time. People do it all the time. Because, as Pippo Pippo says, it's seductive. I want to be like that. I want to be part of that. And I'm willing to lose myself in order to feel a sense of belonging. Right? And that is the true danger in homogenization, in the seduction of sameness, like-mindedness. Right? That is the true danger in the seduction. Right? Nietzsche says, with respect to humanization for Nietzsche implies an equality or homogeneity, right? An equality or homogeneity, which weakens the distinction and imposes sameness, right? The idea is that the social order is made up of, it is comprised of individual people. But we don't see the individual, right? We don't see the individual level. We never get to this level. Because we're at the social. And this is where my symbolic interactionist sort of lecture series comes in. I'm not going to go into that because I've already given it. But the idea is you can think all you want that you are a good, what was the example that I gave? That you're a good craftsman, a handyman, right? That you're a good handyman. And you can say, I'm a good handyman, I'm a good handyman, I'm a good handyman. I can say, I'm a good educator, I'm a good educator, I'm a good educator. You can think that all you want. Until you get, and this concept has really been elevated in the 21st century, I mean significantly been elevated in the 21st century, is that you are nothing. You are nothing without social validation. Show me. Demonstrate it. Prove it to me. Right? I want to see it. In the medium of social validation in the 21st century, the two primary mediums are blogs. Books, yes, they've always been there, but blogs and video, right? I want to see it. I want to watch it. I want to hear it. Why? Because I can make interpretations for myself, right? And what happens is socially you validate the thing that you are trying to assess. I am still in the state, and I will forever be in the state of trying to assess my exactness, my effectiveness and efficiency, as I said in my video when I was eating cereal, of being an educator. Right? How effective am I in what I'm doing? I need social validation. I need feedback. Dr. Campbell, your lectures suck. I bet. Oh, you were good on that. Okay, good. This one I didn't understand. I wasn't clear enough. What I've done, and here I'm giving a bit away, what I've done is I've entered the social order, but I've preserved my identity as Jason Campbell. Not Jason J. Hi, I'm Dr. Jason J. Campbell. as Ian Matthews says, right? It's not that, hello, right? It's I am entering into knowing that there are going to be challenges to my identity. But the whole reason, this is important, the whole reason for my participation in the social is not to lose my identity, but to reinforce my identity, right? If you can take that concept, this is why I say you don't need case studies in history at all. I think they're powerful tools. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without historians and lawyers and stuff. They're integral to philosophy, but I don't do that. I just do theory. That's all I'm interested in. Abstraction and hypothetical examples. That's all I'm interested in. As far as a movement, this communal morality, attempting to speak and prescribe actions for the masses, what the individual participant has to recognize is when I enter the social order, I don't lose myself in the social order. I go to the social in order to identify myself. It's extremely important, right? When I enter the social order, I don't lose myself in participation. But the whole reason why I am directed towards the social is to reinforce the I. I am an educator. I am a linguist. I am a mathematician. I am a dancer. I am a painter. I enter the social to reinforce. This is like my newfound friend Rare Art, who did the piece for me, which was freaking awesome. What was it? Humans fighting robots in a rose garden? Yeah, he enters the social not so that he can conform, so that he can inject himself into the social, so that the social is now imbued with him, right? And you look at the stuff, you're like, I have to stop on this dude's channel and watch what this guy's talking about, right? That's the process. Communal morality then becomes nested in the notion of interestedness. This is a direct quote, right? Interestedness, which is a communal means of homogenizing the crowd, right? It becomes nested in interestedness. Let me see if I can find the passage on interestedness. Hold on a second. I have so many underlines. You know, it gets ridiculous when you read a book for the third. Here it is. Okay, so here's what Nietzsche says. He says, interestedness with reference to communal morality, artifice, to transform the great passions of lust for power and possession into, and this is important, right? Protectors of virtue, to transform the great lust for passion and power, right? The great lust for power and possessions into protectors of virtue, rather than me directing my will to power, right? My being, my directedness towards global education, right? Rather than directing it towards that, what I do is I enter the social and I look in the social for protection, right? I look in the social for a protection against all the things that threaten. And obviously this is the case, right? It's not, I wouldn't think Nietzsche's saying that there's anything inherently wrong. It is a biological fact. It's a biological phenomena. If you feel weakened in a particular state, if you feel threatened in a particular state, then assimilating with the crowd, assimilating with the herd, gives you a sense of strength when you're vulnerable. So, and this is just me now, this isn't specifically Nietzsche, this is sort of off the top, it just came into my mind, that temporary assimilation with the crowd, purely speaking, isn't, it's something that you just might need to do. You just might need to blend in, right? You can't go out and really take off the mask and be like, here's who I am, Jason J. Campbell, right? And then you really get to see the demons, right? You really get to see the mania and the obsession with all the dark stuff in the world, right? It would be a different type of channel. You assimilate, but you have to recognize when you have the mask on that you have the mask on. Hi, I'm Dr. Jason J. Campbell. Right? Because when you're in a beater at the house, eating breakfast, It's a weird thing to see. But